Darlings, how are y'all doing? Guess what? So I just finished and I am like totally happy about this. Um, Young, famous, and African. Literally, I have been waiting for it. I was like on pins and needles actually, thinking, are they going to be renewed for a season three? Is there going to be a season three? Is the cast going to be like kind of shaken up? Will we see the same faces, same, familiar faces that we've seen from season one, season two? Oh my goodness, hello. Anyway, the wait is over, obviously, because it's dropped. It has dropped on Netflix, and it's not. I want to say this is I guess a more summarized recap of the whole season. I am like, let's start with Annie. Jesus. Annie. I think Annie needs a break. I really think Annie needs a break. I don't know if she uses participating on the show as a break from the usual tumultuous environment she's in with her bona fide superstar husband. Um, and apparently, Annie was married very young to her husband, and he already had four children outside of their union. Like before they even got married, he already had four children. So, like, her firstborn with her husband is his fifth child. Wow. That's a lot. That's that's a lot to have to try to take on. That's a baggage. I don't wish that on anybody. Okay, first of all, look, some people have bigger hearts than me, obviously, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. And I think season two, I felt bad for her because I felt it just seemed like she was being I don't want to say the B word, but there was a lot of pressure. Let's just say, uh, I felt like there was just a tug of war manipulation going on, and it also seemed to me like she was dealing with a lot of mental pressures, mental issues, perhaps. But this season, though, I don't know what was going on with her. Being fake at Zari's wedding and just having a really negative attitude. Why are you even there? Why? And then that whole she had to say something, but she didn't really have to say something. It was like, girl, what is happening? Just sit down. You don't have to speak. You don't have to give a speech. You're not even close to the bride. Well, definitely not the groom, obviously. But we'll get to that. Yeah, I was just so I was irritated with her this season. She was here and there but never anywhere. Does that make sense? The she's nuts. Maybe get her replaced, temporarily by somebody else. She just oh oh oh. She, I feel like her dramatic antics are like on 1,000, and she really just needs some time away from being anywhere near the spotlight. I think. I realized that her husband is, again, like I said, a bona fide superstar, and that is why he's particularly um, enticing to a lot of women. But then again, at the same time, it's like, sir, hello, stop cashing your checks in everybody else's bank accounts. I meant, stop sticking it into different people's. Yeah, that is not your wife. It's honestly, I can't. But maybe sticking with him is also a form of sticking it to the women who throw themselves at her husband, because she at least can claim, I am the legal wife. I've got him. It's like a status symbol. But girl, it's not enough. It's not enough to keep me around. If the alternative is having to put up with all of this mental stress. Oh no, girl. No. Anywho, Kaylee. What? Kaylee and Naked. Their storyline has been moving in together, getting engaged, maybe getting married. Bruh. Just separate. If DJ Naked is not at that point in his life where after 2 divorces, he sees a future as a married man to Kaylee, he needs to just let her go. She's at the prime of her life. She's young. She's beautiful. And I don't even know what she does for a living. But girl, if you happen to not really have a veritable source of income, you need to start doing that now. Having a celebrity as a partner isn't your end all be all. You need to have your own, girl. Because the celebrity status isn't always going to be here. AKA that income. And yeah, they also need to be replaced. I don't really care for them. Sure, sometimes Naked is like the voice of reason, but it's not sufficient enough to keep me wanting to watch the scenes that has him in it, where it's just him and some other person. Both of them are boring. Please go. I'm just saying. Luis. I think they pronounce his name as Luis. He came onto the season 2, I believe. He was introduced. Who introduced him? Was it Andile? And actually, I was expecting Andile to be, cast in the show this season. I don't know what happened with him. But then again, the last time we saw him, he had like his 2 exes there who damn near resembled each other. And I still can't tell which one is which, by the way. Both beautiful women. And I said it then and I'll say it again. I think Andile has BDE. That is why he's scoring these wonderfully beautiful women. I mean, ooh, hello. He's like a HO. Except he does it. He tries to do it in a more gentlemanly, in a more discreet way. Whereas Diamond, good Lord, Diamond, right off the bat. But you know what? Diamond, his spreading his everything. Yeah, laying it low and spreading it wide antics. He owns up to that. He literally is that kind of player that is not going to apologize for being who he is. He does strike me as a narcissist. He's like, it's like he has this, well, the women throw themselves at me, so what am I gonna do, right? I gotta use the thing. Oh, jeez, nuts. But again, he's unapologetic because he accepts that of himself. So he doesn't come off as somebody who tries to hide behind a different persona to try and get into your pants. He simply is. And I'm just saying. But yes, I do feel like he is quite flirty still with Zari, although Zari is now married to her husband. Zari is still Zari. Zari, I feel like she just loves being the number one. She has this she has to make her presence known. She likes to drop little bombs here and there, see if it catches fire, and if it doesn't, she'll try again. And when it does, she just sits back and hides her hands. Yeah, that's Zari. I don't I don't feel one way or another between, her and her new relationship, her new husband, him being much younger than she is. Do you, boo? Do you? Um, Although I don't think the husband realizes how she is, like other facets of her personality. And some of it, is obviously rubbing him off the wrong way, especially when she's around Diamond, or when she is with Diamond without her husband, and things like that, like how they act. Let's see. Isn't this almost like Young, Famous, and African? It's like Dynasty. Dynasty, the show on Netflix. Although I'm pretty sure that is a show that was a remix, not a remix. What is it? A revamp of an old show from, was it 70s or 80s? Also called Dynasty? Something to that effect. But anyway, love the fashions. Hello. They always come to the nines, like trying to outshine each other. Like, shouldn't you though? Hello. Shouldn't you? Let's see. Who else? Oh, Luis. So from his explanation of who is and how he came to be, living in South Africa, away from his family. He was disowned by his family because he was having coital relations on national TV, on Big Brother Africa, I think it was. And obviously his family caught wind of this, and they were intensely private and intensely conservative. So that was opposite of, that their family dynamic and their community. So he had to be like, oh, he was like dropped like a hot potato. He yearns for his family, but I think that also brings him to make like these knee-jerk sort of decisions, like when he was pursuing that whole surrogate thing, the surrogacy. He has this kind of like romanticized idea of surrogacy and what it entails, and not necessarily bearing in mind that this is a last ditch effort for people to have their own children, right? For the most part. And for him, it's just like, well, I want to create my own family, because, I was disowned by my family. But from that narrative, from that standpoint alone, it's insufficient for me to want to go that route. And then when he also said that there was an episode where he was with Shakib, I think the name of Zari's new husband is, where he was going to have some sort of interview process. Like he wanted Zari's husband to help him decide which of the women who was coming to meet with them, for lunch or whatever, could be the potential surrogate for him and his child, his future child or whatever. And it's like, I understood why it was very offensive to, shoot, what is her name? The new lady, Annie's friend. Like, shoot, starts with a G, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I literally forgot to put her name down. I understood where she was coming from, because even to me, when Louis was explaining that, you're gonna help me decide which of these ladies are gonna be my potential surrogate, they're gonna come and you're gonna meet them, and it's like, what is it, like a lineup, like they're gonna have like cue cards or something? in front of them, or like name tags or something. It couldn't he have at least had a conversation with somebody he is close to and ask, specific pertinent questions, or go to a clinic, like a verified clinic, a surrogacy clinic, and ask pertinent questions. That way he doesn't look like an idiot, which he obviously did, to me anyway. It's like, sir, we get it. You're muscular, you're good looking, but what? What of it? It just, it was very demeaning to present it in that way, that these women are gonna come one at a time, you know, introduce themselves, whatever, potentially what they do, and then he and his friend will select, I don't know, one or two of them, and make a decision from there. It's just, yeah, no, just wrong. It was just wrong for me anyway. I mean, look, you can feel how you want to feel about it, but yeah, that's just, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Let me see. Nadia. I feel so bad for her. I I just feel like there's likely so many things that have compounded her loss, her mourning, her fiance, her partner. So the outburst at Annie may have been in addition to that. And although s- I do feel like somebody needed to call out Annie for her duplicitous actions, right? Because it's like one moment you're here, another moment you're there. It's just like, what is happening with her? Kefi, beautiful woman. I think she was a good addition. I think for this time, for this season, if she's in the next season, I think we'll see more of her personality come out. But this time it was just like, let me just test the waters, see what's happening, see how these people are, and then they can see another layer to me, I think. But again, hey, look, she's doing what she's doing, and she pays the bills with what she's doing, which is a luxury influencer, luxury fashion influencer, something like that. Let's see. I did like that Kanye came down to visit Nadia. I thought that was very, very kind of her to do this season. I thought it was very kind of her to also do the same for Naked, and to give an honest and raw and still kind perspective on things that they are going through, the tumultuous storms they're each going through in their own personal lives. I do have to say, is it me, or does Kanye have a new face? I feel like every season I see a different Kanye. Like, okay. But look, there's no denying that Kanye is almost like the mother hen of this group. Um, so I do want to see more of her. But you know what? Having having brushed on Kanye's penchant for what do you call this? Plastic surgery. She's never shy to admit it. So hats off to her, because you have people like, I think, what's her name? if I'm not mistaken, Zari's skin tone was much darker pre the show. Like pictures and images that you see of her in the past, she is much darker than she now is. But hey, look, to each his own, right? Anyway, about that. Fantana. Oh, Fantana has this girl crush on. I'm sorry, she has this like deep crush on Diamond, and she wants to be the one. She wants to show off Diamond, but Diamond is. He's pressed them low and like. Ugh. But if that's the kind of man that you want, just to call you somebody your boyfriend, handle it. Handle it. Uh, she does come off a little delusional. Um, I believe she mentioned that she didn't want to be a baby mother, but then she's dying to be Diamond's baby mother. It's a girl. Which is it? It's like an oxymoron. Yes or no? That's that. Sheesh. She does seem like she has some maturity that has occurred this season. So I want to see her mature more if she's in the next season. Swanky. Swanky. You know he always comes for the fashions. Like the guy is fashionably late on purpose. Yes, he does seem to be more chill. But is it really necessary to bring new people to like the group every season? I mean, look, sure you have a lot of friends, but you got to kind of like give time for people to kind of marinate and stew and mesh together. I just feel like obviously they're in the show now, so they have this obligation to be in the same room as each other and have to put up with people, right? I mean, I'm just saying, but yeah. Anyway, so who else did we? Who else did we forget? I think that's it, right? That's all that we have. Again, I miss Andile and his. They're not twins, but they do look identical. His baby mamas. And also, obviously, I miss Kanye. So anyway, I think it's fabulous. I really think that it's like it resembles like that show Dynasty. Lots of cattiness, lots of fashions, lots of dysfunctionality, but they all somehow come together. Yeah, it's convoluted, it's dramatic, but they love each other, right? Just like a normal family. Anyway, darlings, that's all we have for that one. I will see you all fabulous people in the next go around. Remember, you're all kinds of fabulous, so don't you let somebody else or anybody else tell you otherwise. Don't ignore those red flags, even though you want to leave grace for others. And also, always remember to journey in gratitude. My darling dears, I shall see you all in the next go round. Toodaloo for now. Bye.